That's the sound of a super clapped bike, but good news because I'm here to show you how to fix it. All you need are some old rags that can get dirty, good hex tool, and some bike grease. This video is specifically for the 3-piece crankset, guys. If it looks like this, it's probably a 3-piece. Find this setup on BMX bikes, some mountain bikes, and a lot of wheelie bikes. Start with loosening up the pinch bolt, which is what I'm doing right now. Then you can move to the compression bolt. Make sure everything's coming off in that order so everything does come off smoothly. Then you can remove the crank arm. Now take a look at the threads on the spindle and around this bottom bracket cup. Super dirty. All this grime in here is full of tiny rocks that are causing that squeaking sound. Now, before you remove any of these spacers from the bike, remember the order you take them off so that when you go to put them back on, you get everything put back on in the right order. For this video, I'm not going to be cleaning in between the sprocket and the crank arm because I've already cleaned this before and I know that's not the issue, but I would recommend definitely taking the sprocket off the crank arm and just cleaning up in between there pretty good. However, I will be cleaning inside the crank arm just to get it looking nice and beautiful. Now you could take off these spacers, make sure to get them nice and clean to get all the rocks, dirt, grime, whatever it may be off of them. You take a look at that bearing, man, that is definitely the culprit. Now's the last thing to clean, just the spindle. Make sure it's looking nice. As you can see, everything looks beautiful, but it's also bone dry, so now we gotta go through and grease. You're applying a light amount of grease to each of these washers as well. I do want to stress the fact that you should be using a light amount of grease in general, just because if you use too much, it can squeeze out between the components and collect all that grime again. Everything should be going on smoothly. If you hear or feel any sort of grinding, that just means the parts were not cleaned enough. And I don't feel nothing of the sort. Everything's going on nice. Now, when you put the compression bolt back in, just put a little bit of grease on it so it doesn't seize inside the spindle and tighten it up nice. Then you can tighten that pinch bolt. It's the exact same process on the other side, just you don't have to worry about a sprocket. Now that everything's back together, I'm just going to do a visual check. Make sure that there's no excess grease just on the outside of the parts. If there is, wipe it down. There might be a little bit right there. The other side looks pretty good as well. Very clean. Let's see if it worked. Completely gone.